Fox News alert, liberal activists are planning to target the homes of conservative Supreme Court justices, and the White House appears to be encouraging it.
You think the progressive activists that are now planning protests outside some of the justices' houses are extreme?
Peaceful protest? No, peaceful protest is not extreme. There's a lot of passion, a lot of fear, a lot of sadness.
Last year, South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace's home was vandalized with graffiti and Antifa symbols and profanity, prompting her to carry a firearm at all times. The Congresswoman joins us now in studio. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here. I remember when this happened to you. What was that experience like, and also what's your reaction to the protests that are going to happen in front of the Supreme Court justices' homes?
Well, it's scary and it's dangerous. And I'm a single working mom with 2 kids. To have them have to walk out of the house and see FU, to their mom and all the Antifa and anarchist symbology, it's really scary. It really, I think, jostled me for several months. And I have like 7 firearms now, and I'll carry one of them anywhere I go. When I'm in South Carolina, we have open carry, but it's dangerous. You always feel like you're looking over your shoulder. But now, seeing that they put a map out of the Supreme Court justices' residences and their homes, like, are they encouraging open season on our Supreme Court justices? Like, what's going on here? Yeah. And we know that these protests can turn into riots overnight very quickly. These people are very angry, and I support the right to peaceful protests and the right to free speech and saying what you want to say, but we should be discouraging this. This can be a very dangerous situation. We've seen this in pockets on and off over the last 2 years. COVID has exacerbated these situations, but we should have had, I think, more responsible remarks from the White House and Jen Psaki this week. It's almost encouraging this kind of behavior, and it should be discouraged.
No, absolutely. It's a sad state of things. It really is. What's happened is the partisanship of Congress has made its way to the Supreme Court. I'm old enough to remember during the Obama administration, the critique was we're legislating from the bench. Does Congress share some responsibility into this controversy? Not necessarily Roe versus Wade, but just how people have brought their passion to the Supreme Court, because they were knocking on the doors not that long ago, even before this.
No, that's right. But Congress now has a responsibility to get to the bottom of it and figure out and investigate who did this leak. I mean, it is having its intended effect. I believe it will further divide our country, and if violence breaks out, then we're going to see more division than we've seen in a very long time, and we need to be working for the American people and not working against each other, but working for each other.
You said Congress shares responsibility. What about the White House?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, well, the language, the rhetoric that comes out of there, trying to discourage people. And that's not what you heard out of Jen Psaki or Joe Biden's administration this week. It sounded more like they were encouraging this and not discouraging it based on her remarks yesterday.
Yeah, and, if this happens, and we don't know if it's going to get violent yet, but just having the map out there. Imagine being the wife or the husband or the justice yourself or the children and knowing that this is a possibility. It's a very jarring experience. Do you think that this could sway any of the justices' opinions? Supreme Court Justice John Roberts says that it's not going to, but you just have to wonder.
Well, I hope that they double down on it, that they've written the majority opinion, and when they do render that decision, that they'll stick with it. This was an idea that even Joe Biden supported 40 years ago in 1981, the rights of states to make this decision. And so so far we've come so far progressive, so far left, that sharp left turn now. And so I hope that they will continue down that path and not be intimidated. But I can tell you, after the experience I went through, I have 10 cameras inside and outside of my home, having firearms. If I'm not carrying, my staff carrying, and my kids having to teach them how to shoot and safely handle a gun if they're ever in a situation. It's very scary.
Yeah.
On this topic, real quick, while we have you here, Chuck Schumer's talking about pushing through legislation to codify Roe versus Wade. Do you think it has any chance of passing in the House?
I don't. They're going to need 60 votes for that, and I don't see enough Republicans, I hope, not coming on board.
But then, then they're going to be pushing for that filibuster. And remember what happened. It was also this violent sort of protests, cinema being followed into the bathroom, what was going on with Joe Manchin. Could that happen again?
I think that it could be a precursor to that, depending on where some of the Democrats are and on the filibuster. And you might see that again. I mean, what we've seen are people becoming unhinged for any reason, any day, any time of the year. And we've got to get it together and really, hold people accountable, because these people are there's violence, Antifa violence all across the country. And we had at the FBI on oversight last year really not doing anything about it, not making arrests, not prosecuting people, not even defining Antifa as an organization, yet they have a uniform,
wild,
they have a
yes.
flag, and they have a system when they go out and protest.
And that just reminded me of Biden saying yesterday that the MAGA crowd is the most extreme political organization. What about Antifa? And look
they
at
don't
what
even
they did in front of
classify
your
Antifa
house.
as an organization, yet it is
Unbelievable.
the most violent.
Congresswoman, thank you so much for joining us in studio. We're so glad you're safe. And she's packing, so don't mess with her.
No, definitely not.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.